Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata podcast. This is your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. I can't remember what episode number this is, but it doesn't matter.
52.
I think it's 53.
Okay.
It's either 50. It doesn't. It'll say in the what do you call it? The information. So it doesn't matter. We have a returning guest. This is Ricky Ramesses. I'm very excited to have him here today. He's here for a specific purpose, which I'll explain in 1 second. But he is a beloved guest on this podcast. He has been requested to come back, so there couldn't be a better time for him to come back. So the reason I invited Ricky here today is because of I heard about the Will Smith incident where he hit Chris Rock, and Ricky here happens to be a stand-up comedian, but also a huge we had a whole segment on my podcast about how you look up to Will Smith. So I feel like you must have some conflicting. You were the first person I thought of when this happened. I was like, what does Ricky think right now? Because it would be like if you were half Ukrainian, half Russian. So I'm just
I don't. You know what's crazy? I don't even think it's that deep. I think realistically, when I first because I didn't watch the awards.
Yeah.
But like you, people understand. You know, I don't think that I don't like to say I'm somebody's fan, but people know like Will Smith. Like, you know, that's my favorite actor.
Your favorite rapper.
Yeah, my favorite rapper, one of my favorite actors, him and Denzel. Yeah. And a lot of people know that Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians.
So it was.
So it is so at first, somebody sent me a link, and all it showed was Will Smith walking up to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock laughing. The smack, he goes back to his seat and says, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." Yeah. So I'm like, damn, all right, but I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, you didn't know what would.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, shit. I mean, if that's first of all, I thought it was fake. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. That
was actually going to be one of my questions. I'm like, there's a tiny conspiracy theorist in me thinking like this whole thing was set up.
I mean,
but it kind of looks real now.
If you're gonna go, if Chris Rock is gonna sacrifice himself to go that deep, because the setup, the conspiracy theory would only work in Will's favor.
Yeah.
Because one, it makes it might make people not speak ill on his family anymore. And
don't you think the media makes a lot of money off of stuff like this? So I guess the conspiracy theorist in me would be like, they set it up so that news people can make money. But I don't know. It does look real. It does look real.
That shit was real. It was real. And once I heard what Chris Rock said, like, because at first I thought it was fake, but then when he sat down and he was, you know, the way he was yelling at him, can't nobody fake that rage.
I think what made me realize it wasn't a conspiracy was when I saw Chris Rock's face afterwards. I was like, that is.
And people got to give credit to Chris Rock, because a lot of people say he just took it, but if you watch his initial reaction, Will Smith walked up to him and he had his hands in his pocket. When he hit him, his left hand went up and his right hand dropped down like he was about to. He was ready to fight if Will Smith would have
continued.
Yeah. But he gathered himself and realized, you know what I'm saying, we got the Oscars. I ain't finna be on that.
He's got to do a job. You know?
But he was. A lot of people were like, but that nigga was ready to fight. He was ready to. Because man, you got to remember, Will Smith is from Philly. Yeah. Chris Rock is from Brooklyn. Those are two hood niggas who are successful. Yeah. So. I mean, they both know. I'm pretty sure they both know how to handle themselves in a certain situation. But I think it was just it was a time of it was ill. Like it was just wrong timing for Will Smith.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, because I honestly feel like that rage towards him, because when you look at like Will Smith after that moment, all that anger didn't come from what he just said, couldn't have been.
Also, did you notice that at first he was laughing at the joke?
Exactly.
And then
that's what I'm saying.
Do you think the rage comes from his wife? Like,
the rage, I think, I don't even think he was. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm kind of caught between, because at first it's like, because if he don't laugh when Chris Rock says the joke, if he don't laugh, if he just look at his wife and she's upset and then he goes to smack him, now I'm like, all right, yeah. But now when you laugh and he say the joke, you laugh and clap and shit like that, and your wife, and now you see your wife is fucked up. Now your emotions just change. It's like, all right, bro, that's weird.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
Like that's just some weird shit. Like I feel like he did that for a multitude of reasons. I think part of the reason was he's caught at a time where he's trying to prove to her, like, I'll smack a nigga for you. I think that
wasn't there some history with, my boyfriend was telling me there was some history between him and his wife where she was cheating on him or something like that. So.
Yeah, but that was, but I mean, there's rumors about them having their own, they have their little swinger shit. They fuck other people. It's how they're a Hollywood couple and they've been together since the fucking 90s. I don't think you could be a Hollywood couple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're always out on the road. You're always doing
especially
stuff.
like a good looking Hollywood couple, and y'all just fucking each other. I mean, marriage is more than monogamy. So they had their little things, but I do feel like part of it was Chris Rock a few years ago when they were doing the Oscars So Black boycott. He gave Jada Pinkett about a minute and a half of material. And in his monologue, and I think honestly on the ride there, or when they found out that they were invited, and then they found out like Chris Rock was going to be bringing, like he was going to have a little part, because he wasn't. I thought he was the host, but he wasn't the host. So when they found out that Chris Rock was going to be coming on, it might have been like she might have said like, oh man, this nigga. And then he might have been like, don't worry if he say some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. And he fucked around and said some crazy shit. And it was some sucker shit, though. Yeah. It's sad to say, bro. I definitely
saw, like, I know you're a big Will Smith fan. I didn't really see it with, like, sympathy for Will Smith. I definitely saw it from 100% from the perspective of a comedian, because I just did a roast the other day. You know what I mean? And I said some shit about my opponent's dick, about, like...
That's different.
And
it's different. Hella different, because that's what he signed up for. You know what I'm saying? It's a roast. You sign up for a roast battle. I know you finna say some wild shit to me now. If he get mad and slap the shit out of you, that shit'll just be crazy.
But isn't it also kind of implied that they know a comedian's gonna be at the Oscars?
Yeah, but
it's part of the gig. They've been doing that every single year.
Right.
Isn't kind of anything game at that point as well?
I would think so, but some people like a lot of people. And I've been hearing this on certain podcasts that I watch with like comedians and stuff like that, and just artists in general. Like, I got 2 jobs. Yeah. When I leave those 2 jobs, when I clock out, I am not that. I'm still the employee, but I ain't on the clock. That ain't my. Yeah. I was just leaving my job earlier, and somebody asked me a question. I was like, man, I'm off the clock, bro. So you know what I'm saying, like, but. When you're an actor like that, or you're an entertainer in any kind of way, you can't really take off you can't clock out. You wherever the fuck you go. Even if you just putting on, even if you acting and you acting like mad people, people still see you. So you don't really a lot of people are upset at what he did, but realistically, man, these past couple, ever since that entanglement shit, I'd imagine he's going through a lot mentally.
Okay, I understand.
And he kind of
like he snapped.
Right, because then you think there was another award show where right in front of him, they on like the red carpet or something, like right in front of him, this TS girl. I just say TS because I don't know what the fuck to call him. Yeah. But motherfucker asked Jada right in front of Will, any entanglements in the future? Yeah. Like what type of shit is that? Now he can't haul off and smack that individual because that'll make it look like a hate crime. Yeah. Earlier in the same night, I seen that one of the actresses, a big actress, said something to Jada about, I think they were calling up all like the single men in Hollywood, and She said some shit like, Will, I know you married, but it look like Jada signed you off. So, you know, like,
yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think up until this point, he's like, man, look, if a dude say something, because realistically, he put out, and I ain't gonna go through the whole thing because we talked about this nigga extensively last time, but his first like major record was like in 1986 or 87 or some shit like that. Like, and it was like, it was Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble. Yeah. Right? So he dropped songs like that around the time where it's tough motherfuckers dropping shit. I mean, he got NWA on the West Coast, and he got Public Enemy here, and Eric B. and Rocket, and like, you know what I'm saying, LL Cool J, they all dropping crazy shit, and then he talking about parents just don't understand. Like, he's been called soft and corny and all that shit his whole career.
I think I did on the podcast.
Yeah, so he might, like, this dude is over 50. Yeah. And he's been playing the role of the smiling guy so bad that now it trickles down to people talking shit about his family, his wife, his children. And as a man, that shit kind of eats you, like, that shit has to, like,
so do
you
think it's like a case of like, because this happens to me sometimes, like if I get annoyed by 50 people in a, I mean, I'm just exaggerating, but let's say 10 people in a day annoy me, I take it all out on the 10th person because I didn't have the guts to confront the first 9 people. I don't think it's something like that, like he just like built it up and stuff.
But I don't even think it's about you having the guts or not. I think the first person, you kind of let it slide because you just be like, all right, well, whatever. And then the second person, by the time you get to like person number 7, you like, hold up, is there like pussy across my forehead or some shit like that? And so by the time you get to 10, by the time you get to 9, you like, man, the next motherfucker say some shit.
Okay, this happened to me one time. I remember I was working at a restaurant. I was a waitress, and I had gone. I don't even want to explain it on the podcast, but like, because it's irrelevant. But I had gone to the hospital for something personal. I didn't want to talk about it, and somehow people at my job all found out that I was in the hospital. And
the reason, or just you was there?
They just found out I was there, and the reason, and I really just didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to go to work, and everybody kept saying, I heard you're in the hospital. Are you okay? And then I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. And then by the time the 10th person asked me, I was like, I'm fucking fine. Like I just like blew up on them because, and then I felt so bad. I was like, listen, I had nothing to do with you. It's something personal. I don't want to. So that's what you're saying. You think it has something to do with that, where it's just something kind of mentally going. But I mean, come on, like, he's not an idiot at the same time either. Did he have to, Will Smith, like, did he have to go up and, I mean, I guess mental illness can take a toll in many ways, but I'm like, did he have to get violent about it? You know?
See, that's why I was kind of telling you earlier.
That you're conflicted.
Yeah, because it's like, on the one hand, like, a lot of people are like, man, he doesn't have to resort to violence. He didn't have to assault. Yeah. And like these words that people use, like, I get it. I guess technically it is violent. It is an assault, but it's still a slap. Like, it's.
But was it really that violent of a joke to say that she was bald? Was it really that violent?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Is G.I. Jane an unattractive woman? She's hot.
Nah, but I think a lot of people are, and this is another thing, man. A lot of people are bringing up her alopecia. She's battling alopecia. Yeah. I don't know if alopecia is a terminal illness or not, but y'all motherfuckers got to stop.
No, it's not a terminal illness.
Yeah, y'all got to stop.
One of my friends had it. It just makes you
bald.
Makes you bald.
Fucking this one girl on Facebook was like, yo, Chris Rock is wrong for making a joke about Jada's hair, knowing she's suffering from alopecia.
Did he know she was suffering? He might have not.
I don't give a fuck if he knew or not. Alopecia is not, bitch, put on a wig or a skull cap. Look at this shit. Look at that.
I have
put that shit on and call it a goddamn. Who give a fuck about? I knew niggas in high school that had alopecia. The nigga was bald all throughout high school, and he got made fun of.
No, yeah, I had a friend who had that, and she drew on her eyebrows, and she had a wig. Basically.
Yeah, like who? Like, listen, man, I could see if she was looking like that because of, God forbid, chemotherapy or some shit.
That would be different.
Now I'm gonna slap the shit out you.
Yeah.
But alopecia, now. That's what I'm saying. This shit is so weird because you be like, man, like, first of all, who gets mad at somebody saying you look like G.I. Jane, right? Mm-hmm. I get it. It's the bald head. You uncomfortable about your bald head, but you put your bald head out there. You could have. It's Hollywood. You got money on top of money on top of money.
I think it looks great on her, personally.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
I honestly think that was the best she looked in a while that night. Is money on top of money on top of money you have. You could pay for whatever hair shit you want. Yeah. But you felt like coming out there like that. Now, that doesn't give somebody a right to make fun of you, but it also doesn't give you the right to act like somebody's not supposed to notice you're bald. Yeah. And I'm a comedian on stage. Yeah. Now, what happened is a couple years ago when they did the Oscars So White boycott and Chris Rock gave her, all those jokes during his monologue. Yeah. If they never patched that up, then that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? Like if they never ran into... So you
think there might have been some personal tension going on between them, and he might have taken a step.
It had
but
to.
It didn't.
I'm not going up. I'm not going up on stage.
If he was trying to go dirty like that, like
but it's not about. But it's not about. It's not even about him trying to be dirty, because I feel like a lot of people are just paying attention to the surface. Yeah. The joke wasn't that bad. The joke wasn't that bad. Yeah. But if we take something serious, like putting myself in their shoes, right? Yeah. We ask you to boycott the Oscars. Mm-hmm. All you had to do was say no if you were still going to host the shit. Yeah. Now, you say no, I'm not going to boycott, and then you making all types of jokes about how my wife ain't working, and he said some shit like me boycotting the Oscars is like or Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Which was funny, but it's like bro, you don't like thinking about it like them. Yeah. You ain't really gotta do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just say nah and do your little monologue and all types of shit like that. But I'm telling you, it's really hard to just look at it at a surface level, because I understand the anger of somebody saying something real small, but you've already had it up to here. Yeah. And you like, man, I'm about to slap the shit out this. Like, I understand how that feels. Yeah. But would I have done it on live television where you could possibly... a lot of shit could have came from that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he's like, Chris he didn't Rock get charges pressed against him.
Yeah, but he knew Chris Rock was it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so...
My honest reaction to that was, because I don't know too much about... Like, you're a huge Will Smith fan. I just only can relate to the comedy aspect of things, and like I felt genuine like sadness for Chris Rock, because I don't think Chris Rock is a bad guy. I mean, like, I don't know too much about his personal life or what he is like behind the scenes, but I've always seen him as like a really cheerful, like hilarious, like happy-go-lucky, like loving guy. So from my perspective, I was like, I don't think he meant to hurt her, but you're saying there could be something going on behind the scenes,
It's and plus it's like the intent. A lot of people get blamed for the action and not the intent. A lot of the arguments that I've been in, especially like with women throughout my life, was because of what I did instead of why I did what I did. And like sometimes you just take the hit from what you did or what you said or whatever. So like how it all went down just surface wise, man. Side note, I think this nigga Will Smith is a genius. I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said earlier, he spent his whole career being the bubbly, laughable, huggable, innocent image, right? Now he goes on stage, he slaps another dude, sits back down at his seat, yells at the guy. The guy is obviously flustered, right? And then what do you see? You see Will crying. You see motherfuckers checking on Will. You see him accepting his speech, and he ties in what he did along with, nigga, I was right in slapping dude.
I never saw the speech afterwards. What do you talk about?
Well, no, he started because he won the Oscar for King Richard, which was a great ass movie. He won the Oscar for that, and he kind of tied in because that was about Serena and Venus and Serena Williams' father. Yeah. And he was kind of the same type of dude. Like, I'm a put hands on you about my family. Yeah. So he kind of tied it into that. And I understood what he was saying. A lot of people were like, he contradicted himself. He was being a hypocrite because he was talking about, you know, he's being called to love people and shit like that. But when your whole career, all you do is show love, and then people feel like they could take jabs at you for most of your life. Like, both of these dudes are over 50, and both of them have been stars since at least, I mean, I don't know how old Chris Rock was when he kind of started bubbling on the scene, but at least somewhere around late teen years or early 20s. Mm-hmm. So they have been in the public eye for more than half their life, 30 years, give or take. So when you got 30 years of you just trying to be cool with people and you just trying to show motherfuckers, yo, I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm not a threat. I'm not nothing. And motherfuckers take that and use that as ammunition to take shots at you for 30 years. And then you start talking about my kids. And now you talking, not Chris Rock personally, but everything that goes on.
I understand what you're saying, but where's the genius in that? Like, why did Chris Rock? Like,
the genius is because he will not be held accountable for this shit because of the years of him building that image of. People will think, oh man, he just had a bad moment.
But isn't that more of like an evil genius? Like, because he's kind of taking advantage of that. Like, I don't think that's a good thing.
Well, whether it's a genius or whether it's an evil genius.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think Chris Rock should be held responsible or at fault for years of, because I don't think Chris Rock personally.
No, I don't think so either. You know? I think he was the one that said something, and he was the one that caught it.
Yeah.
I do believe, well, no. Because here's the thing about that whole situation. Yeah. The whole situation is fucked up because realistically, they both have the same image.
That's true. That's what I was saying about Chris Rock. I'm like, he's not like a nasty guy.
Yeah, you know? So it's like he only let Will Smith walk up to him. He had his hands in his pockets. He was still laughing because it was Will Smith.
Yeah.
He ain't think that was coming. If he would have said some shit about 50 Cent wife, if 50 Cent walked up on stage, he'd have been like, yo, hold up, nigga. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And the same thing with Will.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I do feel like if it was, I posted it on Facebook. Yeah. I honestly feel like, damn, how did I word this shit? I feel like, bro, you don't get, I get it, you was mad and all that shit, but you don't really get no cool points for smacking Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He ain't no, he says some wild shit sometimes, but he ain't never presented himself like a tough guy. None of that shit. I don't think that if a guy like Mike Epps was up there and he said some shit about Jada Pinkett, I don't think he goes and slaps Mike Epps.
I'm kind of curious, like, who do you think who up there would have been the type of person to hit him back? I
think if he slapped Mike Epps, I think they would have fought.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he would have walked up there and slapped. People know who you could do shit to. That's another reason why it was like a sucker move, because it's like,
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like.
But then Chris Rock is also kind of wrong too, because it's like, all right, bet, right? And when it comes to Will Smith and the Smith family, you kind of, as a comedian, because of the image that they have and they're like peaceful and shit like that and happy-go-lucky, you kind of know you can make jokes about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the one hand. But then it's like, all right, when we tired of the jokes, it's like Will knows who he could smack. So they both kind of underestimate each other's like just I guess integrity. Like he knew he could smack Chris Rock and turn his back and walk back to his seat cool as hell. Yeah. And yell at him and shit like that, because
so
Chris
they both
Rock
kind of did it to each other.
They
like the thing you're explaining, they both did it to each other.
They underestimated. Yeah. Will underestimated Chris Rock more than Chris Rock underestimated him.
Yeah.
Because luckily Chris Rock didn't retaliate.
I don't know, man, though, but isn't, like, I know you said that a roast is different because people sign up for that, but isn't it that part of the tradition that the comedians roast the people at the Oscars?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
I think it is.
I don't watch the Oscars too much.
I haven't watched the Oscars a lot, but I've seen a lot of like, because I watch a lot of stand-up, so I watch a lot of like YouTube clips, and I've seen plenty of like Ricky Gervais and like that type of stuff, like them roasting people in the audience. I think that's the tradition.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Tradition, cool, but like me and you, we cool, right?
Yeah.
If you at the Oscars with a funny ass outfit on and I come on stage and I'm talking about people in the crowd and I happen to see you and I make a smart little comment about it, you'll laugh because you know me. Like it ain't no animosity.
I understand.
But now let's say me and you know each other, but there's kind of some tension.
I understand.
And now I say something about you. It's like, hold up, is this motherfucker trying me? Like like you say you got a boyfriend. If us three, we have this little tension energy between us, and I say something about you, you know what I'm saying? It could be small like that, but I'm sure there's things about you that you don't want to be made fun of. Ignorant to me, being ignorant to it or not, it's a touchy thing. You know what I'm saying? She's a woman, excuse me, on top of her being a woman, she's a woman in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's like kind of trendy now, the whole short hair, bald head thing. But the fact of the matter is, they want to appear flawless. Now, whether that's good or bad, it is what it is. But when you have an obvious flaw and you spent she's another one who's been in Hollywood since, you know what I'm saying? So you got 30 years in the business and you know that of course your skill and everything is an attribute to whatever, but you know that looks are about 60 to 75% of your career. Yeah. So but she's sensitive about the shit. And if that's my wife, then it's like, you know what I mean? I might not find, you can say a joke about me, but if at the end of the day, this is the one who I chose to have her back at all times, shit like that, you know what I mean? If I was Will Smith, this is what I would have did in both shoes of the situation, right? If I was Will Smith and he said something about my wife, I would find where he was backstage, and if I felt like slapping him, I would slap him. Or if I felt like talking to him, I'd tell him, look, bruh, you said some shit about my wife a couple years ago. We ain't never really hashed it out. So I'm gonna need you to leave my family out of your little jokes.
That's reasonable. I feel like that's reasonable.
But that's when I'm thinking in logic and not rage and fury. You know what I'm saying? If I was Chris Rock,
it was strange how his fury went from 0 to 100, because at first he was laughing. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think in his mind, I can't, because women can't really control my emotion meter like that. Yeah. If I'm laughing at a joke that somebody says to you and I genuinely find it funny. Like if you my girl and we sitting together, somebody say a joke about you that's genuine that I might think is funny, and I'm laughing at it and I think it hurt you, I might apologize to you like, oh shit, my bad. I ain't know that was, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know. Yeah. I thought it was just in good fun. That's my fault. Yeah. But I ain't gonna do nothing to him except maybe do what I just said. Yo, my wife ain't appreciate.
That's reasonable. I don't think there's any issues.
But
with
I'm also not. I have not been the butt of a lot of people's jokes for 30 years.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's there's this stipulation that men have where we supposed to just take it on the chin. We just got to keep our head high and our chest out, and we can't let nothing faze us. But it's like, bruh, everybody reaches that point, and it just sucks.
That's so funny. Did you see the Encanto movie with your daughter?
Nah, not yet.
There's a character in the movie. Hearing about this. There's a character in the movie. It's a female though, but so everybody in the movie has like a special power, and one of the this woman in the movie, her power is that she has infinite strength, so she can like lift anything. Like she could lift 10 horses at a time. And then I guess like one of the morals of her character in the story is that deep down she's like wants to cry. Like she just like she's,
but every time she holds it in, she gets more strength. If that's what it is.
No, not every time she holds it in she gets more strength. It's just she's known and she's praised for her strength. But on the inside,
so she can't let it. She can't let it all hang out. She can't really
cry or show. And I can. It's so funny. I can actually relate to that myself because I kind of I'm not physically strong by any means.
Hey, don't sell yourself short.
I mean, I could squat.
You got some guns.
I could squat. I don't know if I have guns, but I could squat. Make a muscle. No, I'm not. If you want to see some
time out. Side note: who is that on you? Is that a specific person or is that just Medusa? Or some shit?
It's funny because it's a character I kind of made up myself, and it kind of It's kind of funny you ask that because it kind of relates to where I'm going with the story. So I'll answer it after. I was basically self-raised. Like I had a father. I didn't have a mother in the picture. My mom's back in the picture now. But I was, for whatever reason, I felt like a lot of my life people had always told me like, you're the strong one in the family. Like you don't like, and I'd be complaining about something. If I had any complaints, like I was sick or if I had an issue, they'd be like, you got this. You're so strong. Like I always joke that like, if I called 911 and I was like, somebody shot me, they'd be like, you're a strong woman. Like you've got it. And I actually reached a breaking point myself where I was like, but I need help sometimes, you know? And funny you mentioned that, like you literally asked the question in the middle of the story. This is first of all, I actually hate when people ask me what my tattoos mean, but I'm gonna answer the question for this.
What's your what?
When people say, "What does your tattoo mean?" I hate that question because I don't think tattoos always have to mean something. Do you have any tattoos?
Well, I didn't ask what I meant. I just asked who it was.
Oh, who it was? Okay, never mind. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm just having flashbacks to when people are like, what does it mean? What's the meaning? What's like, is there a poem? Like it always felt like it had to
be. But it is interesting to see, like, cause that's an interesting picture. So I can understand.
So the reason I got that was because going back to the story, because I wanted something feminine on me because I always was kind of given this, like, you're a tomboy, you know, you're do you remember Game of Thrones? Did you watch Game of Thrones? All these people kept coming up to me and telling me, you're just like this Game of Thrones character. And in my, and it was a female. And in my head, I'm like, oh, it must be some kind of beautiful goddess. Like, you know, I'm like thinking, and then I saw it and she was like this tomboy, Arya Stark. She's like this tomboy who like fights people with swords and like cut off her hair. And I'm just like, why does everybody think I'm such a tomboy? Like, I feel like I'm a feminine person and everyone sees me as this like tough, like tomboy. So I literally got this because I just wanted something feminine on me, like something to.
Well, you have feminine things on you.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, but
no, I don't. But I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like I can, in a weird way, relate to the Encanto character and how you're explaining Will Smith, even though I'm a female. But I've been always like, because I didn't have a mother in the picture, I always kind of had to be a father. To
I think that is the reason why I can understand the breaking point. I can't understand what he did because as much as I revere this dude as a good guy and like as a talented dude and everything, I can still pull away and do my unbiased shit and think about it from different perspectives. But I can also be like, wow, because realistically, I'm the oldest of 7. Yeah. I'm a father. Yeah. Even though me and my baby mom go through our shit, I still feel like you still care exactly. About it. Yeah. So, and I mean that's really any woman that's in my life. It could be intimate, family, business. If we really rocking like that, just friends, whatever. But
you got my back.
Yeah. But if like to that extreme, I don't know. But I do understand the feeling of wanting to let the motherfuckers that are up under you know, yo, I will slap a motherfucker for you. Like, especially like I said, I'm the oldest of 7. Yeah. So I understand even growing up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the one that would, you know, get called and shit like that. And now that, you know what I'm saying, now that I'm a father, I know it means everything. My daughter, she's only 2, she'll be 3 in June, but I know she likes the fact that her dad got her back. Like she don't even know what that mean right now, but she understands this nigga's gonna be here. Like I said, my daughter's mom, I feel like she understands and she knows and she's comfortable with knowing, hey, look, you might do your thing, I might do mine, but if one of these hoe ass niggas violates you, I'm not just gonna let that ride. And I think she understands that and is okay with that too.
Yeah.
My mom knows that. It's just a like a form of, you know, sometimes you only know how to express things physically. I've been telling, look, and this is me putting myself in Will Smith's shoes, but whatever. But like I said, this dude is my favorite rapper.
I know.
I've heard every song.
Yeah.
He's been saying in songs for years, stop trying me. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad guy, but you keep fucking with me.
Yeah.
Shit gonna get weird.
Yeah.
So it's only so long I could say relax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If look, I keep resorting it back to me being the oldest of 7. I got little brothers and sisters. I'll be sitting there watching TV and my little sister come up and slap the shit out of me. Pow.
Then are you sure it wasn't a setup then? Because if you're saying he was trying to prove some point in his speech that he has a breaking point, are you sure this wasn't a setup, like they agreed to do it with each other? I mean, who the
like
hell
I said, the only
because what would
reason,
Chris Rock gain from that?
Well, not even. Well, he would gain. Now this is what I'm saying.
He doesn't need to gain anything. He's one of the best comedians.
But this is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing 50-50 on my timeline.
Yeah.
For I guess 24 hours. I don't know when the Oscars came on. I don't know when it happened. Yeah. Almost 24 hours. I've been seeing 50-50. Right.
Like people with different perspectives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Will Smith, that nigga, that bitches. Yeah, if y'all husbands ain't slapping nobody, then yada yada yada. You know, I want my nigga to slap a motherfucker for me and all type of shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. The guys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, shit, if you disrespect my lady, goddammit, I got to slap the shit out you. Yeah. Now, that's what Will Smith gains.
Yeah.
He gains, stop talking about my family, or I'm gonna slap the shit out you in front of, I don't give a fuck where we at, I'm gonna slap you. That's what he gains.
Yeah.
The credit there.
Okay.
What Chris Rock gains is the composure.
Okay.
He's such a professional. He's such a motherfucking. He's such a stone ill nigga that he could take a slap on national television
and still
do what the fuck he had to do with the skill.
Yeah.
I mean, he was flustered for about 30 seconds.
That's when I felt like crying for a second.
Yeah.
Like he
was flustered for about 30 seconds, but he still carried on as if that shit didn't happen. Now, if the room was able to move on as fast as Chris Rock, you probably would have forgot about that shit. But the whole audience was so flustered that it's like
you can feel the tension in the audience.
You could feel it.
Yeah.
But if the room was able to just shake that shit off like Chris Rock did, that shit would have been a whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they both gained.
Here's the thing. Everything made sense about what you said about as a family man wanting to protect your family and, you know, the woman you care about and wanting to prove that you will do anything to protect them, their feelings. You will smack somebody. I just don't know if I just don't know if on the Oscars, like, to Chris Rock was the right time to prove that. I feel like I don't know. That's just my opinion. We're thinking me, you, and those two guys are in two totally different worlds. Oh, of course.
So we're thinking right now when we're not angry, you know what I'm saying? When we're not, we haven't taken the 30 years of bullying.
Let's have a confession time. What's one of the worst things you've done while angry?
While angry?
Yeah, like something that you can look back on and be like, I shouldn't have done that.